Acacia, our desert bird. Your search seems to take you further and further from us. I hope what you find will bring you closer.
Hello everyone, this is the Phantom Safety Pin, and welcome back to Let's Play Uru Complete Chronicles. And apparently this log has fallen out of place, so I'm going to have to fix that. Eventually. That is not what I wanted to do. I'm now standing on the log, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't know where this log came from, but it's in the wrong place. I'll have to figure it out later. Anyway, there's only one more place we need to go. And that would be this last age right here. And I've been waiting on this age for a while. Because the one thing I do remember about Uru, it's not that the doors that you open don't close behind you, thank you, Savitro. It's actually that this age sucks. The puzzle in this age sucks. Hot potato chips. And it's just, it's considered one of the worst in the series for very good reason. Because it's tedious. So this is going to be somewhat of a tedious video. I'm going to try to do a little bit of talking over it, but I will be cutting out continued attempts. I actually procrastinated for several days, like a week or so, just not wanting to do this puzzle. It was that bad. I do not enjoy this puzzle. And most Myst fans that I know do not enjoy this puzzle. It's easily the worst part of Uru. It's easily the worst part of the series. Forget anybody who tells you Myst 4 is the worst Myst game. This puzzle is the worst in the series. But it's gotta be done. We can't have 3/4 of a borrow soul in our Relto. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gira. So we got a few things we need to do here. There are some steam vents we need to handle with. And I'm going to take a look around, just kind of keep an eye on things. Actually, I'm going to first person and take a look around. So Gira is a desert age. Very cleftish. At least it looks very cleftish to me. We're just going to have to do a little bit of exploring. See what happens. If I know anything about games that involve puzzles with steam, it involves closing steam vents. So let's see. This appears to be very similar to like hot springs or something. I wonder if these are okay to stand on. Oh, okay. So they lift us up slightly, as we've noticed. So this is going to be another one of those physics puzzles where we do a lot of like pushing around with like steam vents. And what we actually want to do here is we're going to want to reach eventually up high because we can't jump very high. Like this is the max we can jump. This is the max we can jump running. It's not very high that we can jump. And Gira will be doing like a lot of jumping and a lot of walking around. But it's not one of those ages. Ooh. This kind of looks like an Adana plant. Ooh! It kind of is an Adana plant! Guys, remember that plant back on Adana where you could hear the ooh? Now, I don't want to ooh. Well, that looks ominous. I don't think I want to fall in there. Hot lava looks bad. Lava's bad, guys. Don't fall in lava. Lava's bad. You know, it's kind of like they tried to do voltaic, and they just kind of failed to voltaic a little bit. So I wonder what happens when we close up most, if not all, of these steam vents. I did see a journey cloth back there. I won't miss it. Don't worry. I see it over there. It's back there, but it's actually a little too high up, I think. I might actually have just completely missed it. I may have to go back the other way. But it was actually a bit of a surprise with this age, in that it's actually 2 ages. There is another age attached to this one. And we'll get to it. Ooh. Interesting. So there's a little bit of caldera just kind of off to its side. Now I'm going back the other way and try to get that journey cloth because I don't want to miss any like I did on Kadish Talesa, where I had to do a backtrack about it. Oops, thorny vines. Let's see. Is this the way I need to go to get to this journey cloth? How do I get to journey cloth? Oh, I see. I have to get, I see. I can't get to that one yet. Ah, well. Maybe we can do a little bit of poking around, see if there's anything else we can do to get up there. Because we need to close, I think, as many of those as possible. You know, those vines really look like they hurt if you tripped and you fell on them. Pretty spiky looking. Close that. Let's see. What's down here? The most awkward jog ever. Do the Uru jog. I do love how we've got, like, the arch, like, situation going. Nope, no, I don't need my Nisha journal. Take a look around at this beautiful scenery. It is quite pretty desert scenery. I'm not gonna lie. I think, though, if we try to jump, though, we're gonna fall into the lava. And I'm not feeling very confident about that. As you can see, there's a lot more steam vents. But I don't think we want to close all of the steam vents. I feel if we close, like, all of them, there might be, like, a pressure gradient that might build up. It feels like these are very pressure gradient adjacent. So I do think this is a pressure puzzle. So I think we've closed, like, 2 or 3 so far. But I don't think we want to close that last one. And I'm going to apologize because, again... wait, no. Maybe I can use that. Hang on a second. Can I? Can I use this to jump up here? Okay. Okay. Okay, but I can't get over that wall, so that's probably useless to me. But that's kind of the idea. That is kind of the idea. I'm going to close this and kind of see where we go from there. I think we closed pretty much everything we can. And I think, yes, the task is to get over to that one and fall onto it and, like, jump up, I think. I might be wrong. You can see other area of Itagira right there. We'll be going there eventually. I think... Whoa, 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 whoa! I overshot. Whoops. We'll try that again. Now that we are back here, we do have the book in our shelf, so it shouldn't be too hard. You might need to see me do this a lot. This is one of those ages that's a little bit tedious. I think what I have to do is jump down to the arch. So I want that journey cloth right there. But it's not enough to get up there yet. I want to go back to where the arch is, I think. And what I want to do... Not there. I want to get... kind of around and over. Ah! Aha! I didn't know I can make it over here. Huh. Oh, hey! Is this the path I went before? Yeah, this is the path I went before. Okay. But I can get down here. That's the thing I know I can do. So I can make it across this arch. So what I want to do, I think, is I want to get onto that ledge. But a jump is not going to work. Do I want to do a walking jump? Yes, okay. I think I want to do a walking jump. Is this enough pressure? Okay, I'm standing on the vent. Okay, yes, that is enough pressure. I know what happens when you jump on the vents. Whoa, camera, please. Okay. So I know I want to get up there, but I don't know if that's what I want to do. I think what I want to do is close this cover and like sidle. I don't think I want to get up there. Do I want to get up there? Not sure. Maybe. Maybe I don't want to get up there. Maybe I do want to close this one. We'll see if I've closed all of them too much. If I did it wrong, yeah, okay, yep, all of them are blown. But that's fine, I can do this and reclose it. And then I won't have to come back here. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to like, I'm going to link back to Relto and come back the other way, because there's no other way to get back from here. And we're going to do that again. But that should be able to get us up to that journey cloth. If I did this correctly. Because again, this is a pressure puzzle. And these pressure puzzles can be a little finicky, in my experience. So, we want to get up to that. So I don't want to close that one. I want to close the others. So we're going to take a look around, and so I now realize that if I cover them all, then I'm going to blow the geysers, and I don't want to do that. I feel like you should be able to just jump to that, but I don't think you can, actually. So we want to have all but that first one covered, I think. Because that'll let us get that cloth. Did I ever mention how much I do not like this kind of puzzle? I think they're a little bit tedious as a puzzle concept for a game. Like I said, I've been dreading doing this age for about a week and a half, because it's one of those ages that just is never very much fun, no matter how much you play it. I want to make sure there's not like a cloth there, because I feel like that'd be a place to put it. Oh yeah, there's oh, I can just drop down there. I can just drop down there. Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. I can just drop down there. I don't have to do any weird jumps. That's already covered. So we want to cover all but that first one. And then go back to where the first one was, I feel like. And then eventually we'll be able to get over there if we have enough pressure. There's 6 of them, I think. So it's the entire voltaic pressure puzzle, but writ large. I get it. I think the Dunny were big on like jumping on those steam vents. I feel like they were maybe a little serious-minded. Probably would not have jumped on the steam vents. They seem like they were serious-minded people. What I am saying is I do not think the Dunny were very funny. Please laugh. Please clap. So now where was that one spot? No, if I try to fall from here, I'll panic link, so I don't want to go that way. We'll try to get to that journey cloth first. Not Relto cloth. God. Try to get that journey cloth first with steam geyser. It should blow. We do have all of them like shut now, so it should blow me up to that top. Be to blow. Whoop! Bingo. And boop the cloth, and we're good. So we should be able to get 2 right away. And I think if we are careful, we should be able to get the next one, too. I just have to figure out where I need to drop off. Where do I drop off from here? I think it's back around this way. So I'm going to be in first person real quick, just to kind of get an idea. And I think if I... Yep, it's right here. I just kind of... Trust fall, 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 trust fall. Okay. Woo! Oh! I landed way too close to that ledge. Way too close to that ledge. Not cool, man. So, I think if we want to have that one open... Can I make that jump? No, I cannot make that jump! Okay. Wait, no, I can't make that jump. Okay. And everything went better than expected. Okay. The life of an explorer is occasionally dangerous, my friend. So I'm going to open this, and I'm going to go to the other one and close it. Because I want the pressure to blow. Whew. That was mildly stressful. Eater Gira, you are mildly stressful. This is supposed to be a rest age? And yeah, Eater does mean rest in Dunny. Apparently, according to the Dunny history, there was something called the Garden Age craze, or like the Rest Age craze, back in like what would have been our like 1500s, 1600s Earth, where they wrote a bunch of Garden Ages just to go chill and like vibe in. They just wrote a bunch of vibe ages. Which, to be fair, I feel like that's what a lot of us would just do if we had access to the art. We'd just write vibe ages and just vibe. We wouldn't write anything fancy or anything crazy, nah. We would just write ages and vibe. Write ages and vibe. If I make this jump, I'm a goat. I'm the goat! Okay. What else? Nothing here. Across this arch. So I believe we want to try to jump over to the other side here. Because we want to get to that side over there where the waterfall is. I think there's only the 2 claws here. I don't remember there being more. Garden Ages tend to be on the small side. Woo! Over we go. Over the hills and far away to Actress's house we go. La 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 la. Ooh. I see Akinar has been here. Ooh, very nice. Very good, very nice. Very good, very nice. Hello, Chicken Nugget. And if anybody gets that, then, ooh, another linking book. As we can see, there appears to be another age just over that way. Far beyond this waterfall that we can see. I wonder how far out I can get. I have to get a little wet to do this, but not the first time I've gotten wet in a Myst game. Unfortunately, I don't think this goes anywhere except down into a pool. That looks a lot more pleasant. I'd like to go over there. That is the other half of this age, Eater Chemo, and we will be heading there in just a second. So, what I want to point out is that this puzzle here is the main reason, this puzzle we'll be going into is the main reason people hate Eater Gira and Eater Chemo. Because it's a tedious puzzle that involves some very obnoxious mechanics. You also have to walk the entire time you do it, for reasons I cannot explain as of yet. You cannot get your feet wet, and you cannot have any sort of issues with you cannot have any getting wet, any getting hot, like any noise, or any sudden movement. So stuff like this, you can't do that. Walking in the water, you can't do that. And I can't explain why that is, but you'll understand when we get there. Just know I need to kick this basket. I promise you, I really do need to kick this basket. Oh? What's on the wall? Oh, it's a bone. I also think it's really cool when ages do, like, organic elements. Oh. Well, it's way too dark in there. And this is why we're going to need to pick a basket, because we need to find a source of light. But we don't have a source of light. We are explorers in the caverns. We didn't bring anything with us. Gonna have to go through this waterfall, get a little wet. But just understand, for reasons that I cannot explain right now, quite why, we need to push this basket and it needs to go into this little stream. And you'll understand why. Trust me. I do remember this part. This has to be done. This is non-negotiable. And doing it now will save us a lot of trouble, actually. Because we need to be able to get across this stream without walking in the water. So you basically need to build a bridge. Which, sure, cool idea, Rand, and it's stuck on me. Oh, God. Uru physics. Cavern physics. Borrow physics. I don't know what these physics are. Honestly, this is not the right spot. I'm going to try to wedge it into this small gap here, which might take me a little while. Bear with me. It's got to be as even as possible. Ooh, I forgot these stingray were here. Hey, buddy. This is so full of little buddies. Got to wedge it in a way that if I were to walk here, it won't move, and also my feet won't get wet. Yep, like that. So now if I can kind of just jump out of the water here, I should be able to walk across this without it dislodging and my feet getting wet. We are not allowed to get our feet wet. That's actually fine if it tips like that. It just, we cannot get our feet wet. That is a no-go. Gotta be, whoop. 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 Can I walk across that? Might take me a minute here. Let me see. Will it let me? So I'd be able to do it without getting my feet wet. And these baskets are slightly finicky. Can I do it? That's a no-go. That's a no. Okay. You see what I mean? These baskets are finicky. I know the approximate position is just assuming the position is annoying. And this may take me a little while, too. This is also how you decorate with the logs on the Relto. Let's try like this. Like this? Will this work? Can I walk like this? Yes, okay, that's fine. Yeah, we're fine, okay. So that's good. I'm going to leave it like that. I might actually push it a little bit more, just to be fair. Just be kind of safe. And then I'm gonna leave it like that. And that is a little bit of foresight, because, again, trust me, you need to do this. I promise you do need to do this. So that done, let's go explore the other half of this garden age. In my opinion, the more preferred half. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Eater Chemo. Another garden age of the Dunny make. We are in rather storm cloudy age, and the Dunny, of course, had very sensitive eyes, so they preferred cloudy skies to sunny ones. You can see some stones down there and some beautiful water down there. Now, as I was explaining about the garden age craze, the Dunny made these because, I mean, they live in a big cave. They want to see nature every so often, now and again. Ooh. And they wrote these ages to kind of facilitate that. Ooh, look at that critter. Oh, buddy. Kind of a big buddy, actually. See, like, different creatures and different sights that they would see that they might not see in the caverns. Just kind of part and parcel of the nature of the Dunny to craft things, craft ages that were meant to be used for, you know, just relaxation and rest. One more journey cloth on our way. So explore some more areas of this garden age. Very lush, nice garden age. I rather like Eater Chemo. I find these weird trees kind of soothing. Very bonsai. They just kind of grow like that. It's a nice little fountain in the middle here. Oh, hey! Hey, glyphs. Interesting. Got some borrowed glyphs on the walls here, talking about, something. Hard to tell. That was an else removed. What's that going on right there? Interesting. This is something like removed. I wonder why. I believe you can sit on these benches. Can I use it? Can I use the bench, please? You can't sit on the bench. Yeah, you can sit on the bench. So you can sit on the bench. Now I just want to take a look around, make sure I'm not missing any cloths as I kind of walk around here. I say as I run. Nothing that I see. It's getting kind of dark. I hope it doesn't rain. I don't already caught in the rain. That feels like it'd be rather annoying. And indeed, there is a precedent we had in this age. It involves... Yeah, that definitely sounds like a thunderstorm. It involves rain. So this age has a rain timer. Ooh, I think I do spy me a cloth back there. Yes. That does sound like rain rolling in. And as you can see, it is starting to rain. Yes, Eater Chemo is on a rain timer. Ah, get over the gazebo! I'm getting wet! Where's the gazebo? I have angered the heavens, apparently. We have angered the gazebo. We can't stay here all day, though, as much as I love sitting and listening to the rainstorm here in Eater Chemo. We will eventually have to leave. I do like how... I guess the Dunny must have liked warm spring rains as much as the next person. I'm sure they probably found the rain very soothing. I mean, a lot of people find rain soothing. But what do I know? I'm just a silly human. I'm not Dunny. Or am I? That you know of. Very short rainstorms here on Eater Chemo, though. Ooh. We're in a tunnel. We're out of the tunnel. It's okay. We're pretty... Oh, no. Ooh, I love this willow tree. What the heck are... What are you? Excuse me? Are these trees whistling? Yes, the Janan and Brain trees. Very bizarre. Incredibly bizarre. Weird trees, man. Aha. Fireflies. So I'm gonna explain something here, and I'm gonna explain to you exactly why Eater Chemo and Eater Gira are so tedious. See these fireflies? Yeah, you remember that, dark tunnel back on Eater Gira? These fireflies don't like water. They don't like sudden movement. And you're supposed to take these fireflies all the way back to Eater Gira and walk through that tunnel without getting wet. And you can't move very fast, and you can't run very fast, and it's very, 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 very annoying. Ooh, look at this big floating rock. Interesting. Wonder how they achieved that. Probably magnets. Probably magnets is how they achieved that. I'd be surprised. There's probably all sorts of lodestone in the ground around the caverns. Very nice. Oh. Oh. Well, hey. Is that a borrow stone spy? Interesting. Where's this go? Well, I never met a borrow stone I didn't want to touch, so... Interesting. Another space in Dunny you can't get to. They all kind of lived on the slip sides here. How interesting. Ooh, if we go this way, we might get a nice little bird's eye view of some more of the cavern. Ooh. Wonder what that is over there in the distance. Kind of beautiful but strangely gloomy, these caverns. Well, as with every borrow stone we take, there is no way back, so we'd have to go through Relto to get back. So let's do that, shall we? You'll notice there's another book on our shelves. Here is Eater Chemo. We could link right to the borrow tab, and I will do exactly that. I'll link right to the journey cloth. So taking the bamboo one, go back where the brain trees are. Find some more journey cloths. I believe most of the journey cloths are in Eater Chemo, last I recall. Here's our journey door, which we won't be able to open just yet. We can take a look at it. And there's a few other places we might need to head out. Can I climb up here? No, I cannot. Like how it's just there for everyone to see and nobody ever questioned it. The Dunny just never questioned it. It's just there. Oh yeah, just random door. Just a random door there. Nobody ever questioned it. See, this goes a little more clearly now that we're here. There's not one of these tunnels. Ooh, what's in here? When I was a kid, I always wanted to, like, have a willow tree in my front yard. I thought they were cool. Borrow stone. A circular seating area. I don't think that's where we need to be. We've checked over here already. Aha! Well, that looks relevant over there. I feel like we might need to jump on top of this. Yes. Yes, we do. It's a very narrow ledge. I might have to sidle a little bit. Aha. I might have to actually sidle. I actually might have to sidestep. Yeah, I do have to sidestep. I do have to sidestep. And pop the borrow cloth. Pop the journey cloth. And I believe that's all we have to do here. I might be wrong. Might be wrong, but I think that's all we have to do here. Yep. So we know the fireflies are there. I'm not going to take them with me just yet. Because I actually don't need them just yet. But I'm just going to note that they're there and come back to them. Can I go this way? But yeah, that's the way back from whence I came. I want to go the other way. I like the guard ages. They're kind of neat. More fireflies. Okay. So there's a little bit of a puzzle with these plants involving jumping. There's actually a Relto page. Down here would have been a really good place to put a something too, but they never did. I'm kind of shocked they never did. It's about to rain again, but that's fine. Gazebo. I'm still looking around. I like ages that have weird plants in them. You know, lattice trees, these weird... Ooh! Hey! Free journey cloth for free. We are missing just one. And it's actually back in Gira, where the one spot is. We need to take the fireflies that we have here all the way to Gira and do not get wet. Because if we get wet, that's bad. I believe there's a Relto page up there. I might be wrong. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Take a look around. Oh, hey, an arch. Can I get on the arch? Yes, I can. Okay. What is getting on the arch do for me? Oh, hey! A book! I never met a book I didn't read. Shomat story. So the story of Shomat. Taken from book 43C, we have yet to name it. Translation NCIR and ICR, first draft. At the age of 121, Shomat had resided in his palace of the kings for 20 years. Though the palace had taken 45 years to construct and new additions had been added every year, Shomat was still not pleased with all that surrounded him. His palace was larger than any structure in the city, and the gardens of his palace were more beautiful than any other living plants than the people had ever known. But Shomat demanded more from those who created his home and his gardens. Shomat sent messengers suspending that Lamash, the head, this word seems to find some kind of leader of the servants, although they never define them as servants, have to ask Dr. Watson, of his palace to come to his gardens immediately, and Lamash obeyed. Yes, my king, what is it you require of me? Do you see these bulbs of orange and leaves of brown that surround me? Of course, my king, they are unlike any that dwell within this cavern. Do you see the intricate stone that surrounds me? Asked Shomat. Of course, again, there is none like them in the cavern. And Shomat suddenly became angry, cursing at his servants. Not really servants, but it'll have to do. And screaming at those in his presence. Who do you think that I am? Do you think I have never used the books to see the beauty that lies outside this cavern? I have written these books myself, even while you have seen me trained by the Grand Master. And yet you act as though I should be pleased at the beauty that surrounds me now. Beauty that comes only from this cavern of no light, no warmth, and no color? Do you think stone and darkness are all that I require? Who do you think that I am? My king, what is it that you ask of me? Bring to me Grandmaster Kenry. Together you will work in a writing sense, with him and create for me real beauty. Roaring water, colors beyond imagination, living creations, not stone. These are the gardens that I demand. Now go and bring them to me. And so Lamash went to Kenry, Grand Master of the Guild of Writers, and together they created an age with beauty that was beyond which any man had seen before. And together they brought their king to the age, 8 months, these are dunning months, after his request had been made. Shomat was pleased with all that he saw. Broad leaves of green and yellow, flowers of every color, and roaring waters of blue and turquoise like the most colorful stones of Dunny. And he promoted Lamash, as he was already head, I'm not sure about his promotion, but the word is fairly clear, and made Kenry his most prized Grand Master in all of Dunny. Shomat spent every day on his new age, and he asked for more of them as he asked his architects to provide structures on these ages. And while this happened, Shomat's brothers continued to grow more jealous, and their anger turned to rage. They had not been invited to live in the palace of their brother, and now, through multitudes of common citizens were invited to the gardens of Shomat, never once were they allowed to visit. And their hearts burned towards their king and brother. So it was that Shomat was sitting alone in his garden age when 2 creatures approached him. Though they resembled men, they walked on their arms and legs and moved quickly. Shomat was frightened upon seeing the creatures and immediately called for his guards. The creatures ran from the guards, but Shomat ordered his guards to follow them, and the guards obeyed. It was not until the next day that they returned. They claimed they had seen a city with hundreds of these creatures living in it, conversing with one another, and organizing armies. These armies lived inside of the garden age of Shomat, and Shomat was very afraid. Shomat ordered the men who had seen the village to be put in prison, not sure if book or physical prison, for what they saw, and he called his most trusted advisor, Lamash, to his resident in the city. Upon hearing of the creatures and their organization, Lamash was frightened. We have no choice but to burn the book, Lamash recommended. You know this age is not ours, if it is already inhabited. You know the rules of our writing and our books, and of our people. But Shomat's heart was not moved by the words of Lamash, and he grew more angry and enraged. The world was created by me for me. If there are others who exist, they will have to be killed. It is Dunny now. So Shomat ordered for his brothers to be brought into his palace, and he informed them of his dilemma. Shomat asked his brothers if he would kill those who lived on his garden ages, and he bribed them with talk of power and authority. And so they agreed even though they hated their brother. And the brothers of Shamat traveled to the age, and went to the creatures to destroy them. But in talking with the creatures, they became convinced that the creatures should not be killed, but instead they should be used to destroy their brother. And so they devised a plan to kill their brother, the king. While Shamat waited in his palace in the city, his brothers appeared to him. "We have finished," they announced. "The creatures are all dead." Shamat was pleased to hear this from his brothers, and on the outside, he showed love to them. "My brothers, I have done much wrong to you. There have been many times that even I have not trusted you like those who work in my palace, and I am sorry for these actions. But today you have proven that you do not hold anger like I do. You are better than me. You have shown me favor, and so I ask you to accept what I have to offer you. Please accept this gift." And Shamat gave his brothers a linking book. Its pages were filled with the descriptions of beauty and life like Shamat's own garden age, and it will be kept here in this palace where you will live now. Filled with pleasure and forgetting their hate for Shamat, his brothers went to the age quickly, and it was there that they died, thinking that they had fooled their brother. Shamat burned the book in his own fire, forever erasing his brothers and their deceit from his mind. And Shamat ordered the Grand Master to change his garden age so that those who lived there would die. And Kenri obeyed the king even though he knew it was wrong, and his life was filled with turmoil until he died. But Shamat, though he did what was wrong, continued to live and pursue all that he wanted. The story continues, but it seemed a good point to stop. I'd like to go over this a few more times with some better translators, maybe even Dr. Watson. I filled in a lot of the words as best I could for now. Well, this Shamat guy sounds like he was a real jerk. Like a real big jerk. Real jerk. Huge jerk. So as you can see, there is a Relto page over there. And to get over there, there is a jumping puzzle we need to do. And it's rather annoying. I will try to get it. I'm going to see if I can get over there. This might be kind of difficult to do. Oh, I kind of made it. I kind of made it. Oh, okay. I see what I have to do, though. I do have to get on that central rock. It's difficult, but you can do it. This is one of those physics jumping puzzles I talked about. I can just 50 click it. Okay. I can just 50 click it? Okay, well, I'm on the rock. I'm on the rock. On the rock. Oh my god, no! Well, now I know I can just, like, 50 click this rock, though. I don't have to try to jump on it. This is a really difficult Relto page to get for, like, no particular reason. There we go. I got it! I've been able to get that Relto page for 15 years! 15 long years, Atris! I have not been able to get this friggin' Relto page, and I got it! Whoo! Now we have to do that again. There'll be a lot of stuff I have to cut out from that, but I did get it. Let the record show I got it. I got it! So we got a nice, ooh, I always liked this particular area right here. I always thought it was kind of nice. Really kind of nice. Well, we've gotten everything we kind of need to do here, I think. This is the linking book that goes back to Idir Gira. Take a look. And it plays a mean trick when we do this. So before I do that, I need to go get some fireflies. Also, may have to check my time here in a minute. Now, I will point out I will have to walk to do this. This puzzle requires me to walk the entire way. And remember where the fireflies are. They're kind of over this direction, I think. Not here. Here. Back here. Fireflies. Fireflies. They're having around here somewhere. Oh, they're over there. So what we want to do is walk over to these guys. Kind of walk through the cloud and get a decent amount of them. And they should stick to us. We want several of them. I want to walk through the cloud several times. Now, see, we have our own little cloud of fireflies. Now, unfortunately, these fireflies are very sensitive. They do not like any amount of rain or, like, air or anything. And we do have to walk this entire time. I just hope that we didn't end up missing the timer for the rain. Starts getting dark, we'll know. Those are the only fireflies. And yes, I swear this is what you have to do. Now, as you notice, they light up dark places for us. Quite nicely, actually. And they do not like water. The fireflies do not enjoy water. So you might see me do this a lot. Like a lot of walking with these guys. Now this puzzle, like I said, is one of those that takes a while in Uru. Uru likes things that take a while. Now when we link in, we are not going to want to start moving. We're going to want to immediately turn. Because it plays a very mean trick on you. See that right there? They don't like steam. But now we safely have our fireflies. And we want to walk across this pathway. And if we did it right, we won't get wet. See? So now what we gotta do is we gotta switch into first person. And I'd have to make a walking jump over there. Because we can't. Okay. No! You see? That's what happens. I'm not going to make you watch me get the fireflies again. Before we do that, there's a borrow stone here that I didn't notice, so I'll do that first. But that is really what you have to do. That really is what you have to do. And this is exactly why I was dreading that the entire time. Because I knew. I knew. Oh. Well, this is a new area, isn't it? Interesting. It's like somebody made themselves a little home here. Okay. A lot of books here. Ooh, what's this? Let's explore here before we go to that dreadful firefly puzzle. Nifty. Yeah, this puzzle is that obnoxious. There's a lot of books as well. I'm going to take a little look around here real quick. You can get up on there, but I'm not going to try. Can I jump over here? No. Okay. Interesting stuff. Ooh. You can see a very odd angle, if I get kind of right here, of something called Karath's Arch, which is basically it's the central island of Dunny. This is an area known as Igura. It's where all the Dunny nobles lived. And later on, where I believe the guildsmen kind of lived. Oh, I can take a white one? Okay. Can I take this person's lunch? Matthew, the last batch of papers you sent were very interesting. Since you did such a good job, I've got another list I'd like you to divvy up to the team. How you do it is up to you. I'd like some more information on family life, ceremonies, etc. Anything related to birth, marriage, cultural events. I know we have quite a bit of source material for this, so anything you would get would be helpful. I think we've gathered quite a bit on the science and technology and not enough on the personal lives of these people. We have quite a bit of guild information, but gathering that all up into one tidy area would be nice. The fall is still an obvious area where we are lacking. I'm not so sure I can help you with research material, but given the latest information we are getting, at some time, we are going to have to dig into this. I recommend assigning someone the sole task of the fall. Continue on with the kings. A short synopsis of all the kings would be helpful following the form you started with the last batch. We still have religious writings we need to translate. These are going to be the most difficult, but I think they can give us large amounts of helpful information. We have a stack of journals from various Dunny residences, etc., not to mention ages. I think that will be more than enough for now. Again, thank your team and tell them they are doing great work. Dr. Watson. Interesting. So I'm not going to read all this history. You can, if you want to learn more about, like, the Dunny Kings and stuff, I'm going to point you to the Guild of Archivists website. Because they have more information than, frankly, I can give you here in a short synopsis, and more than these journals can give you. Okay, another note. Where the heck is my book, and why did someone take it in the first place? Nick. Seems someone is taking people's books. Are these more of the same? More books about the kings. Again, I am not going to look at all of these books about the kings. If you want to learn about the kings, go look at the Guild of Archivists website. There's way better information in there. There's a lot more fun, interesting things you can learn about the Dunny on that site than I can give. Okay, check this out. I know the DRC doesn't want us to touch these, but I bet Watson would like to know how these register with the doors, too. It makes no sense. And don't lose it. I could barely get it off the wall, and when it did, it was pretty scary. Maybe the weirdest thing is that when I went back later, the cloth I got this from was intact again. Fascinating. You know, a cross-stitch is a hobby. Maybe I should make a journey cloth. Maybe I should cross-stitch a journey cloth. I feel like it'd be very fun to have in my room. Have in my apartment. Little conversation piece. Got me a helmet. Doesn't seem to be anything else here. Oh. I guess that's going to do it. We're going to have to deal with those fireflies another time, because I think I'm starting to run out of time here for this video. We've seen all of what both ages have to offer. So, I guess that'll do it. Now, I will show you what we have done with our new Relto page. It adds a rug and some decorations to the hut. Our hut has some nice decorations. I believe if we go outside, there's decorations on it. Very, very nice. So I guess that'll do it. This has been your Phantom Safety Pin. This has been Complete Chronicles. And I will see you in the next one.